Welcome back to Vet Inspired. Today, we are going to discuss one of the most debated topics in dog nutrition. Is grain-free food really better for your dog? You've probably seen bags at the store labeled grain-free, gluten-free, or ancestral diet, and they all sound healthy. But is it all just marketing? Well, let's find out. Over the past 10 to 15 years, grain-free dog foods have exploded in popularity. Why is that? Well, there's a few reasons. There is a rise of human food trends like gluten-free and paleo, which spilled over into the pet food marketing. Pet owners started thinking of grains as fillers or unhealthy ingredients. And companies lean hard into emotional branding. Phrases like biologically appropriate or feed your dog like a wolf. But the thing is, dogs aren't wolves. They evolved alongside humans for thousands of years, and they actually can digest carbohydrates, including grains, quite well. In 2018, the US FDA launched an investigation into a link between certain grain-free diets and a serious heart condition called DCM, or dilated cardiomyopathy. These weren't just isolated cases. Veterinary cardiologists noticed a pattern. These dogs had no genetic predisposition to heart disease. They were eating grain-free foods. And these grain-free foods were often made by a boutique or an exotic ingredient brand. And they were developing DCM, and some were actually dying from it. The suspected cause are diets high in legumes like peas, lentils, or chickpeas, which were being used to replace the grains. These ingredients may actually interfere with taurine, which is an essential nutrient for heart health, especially in breeds like Golden Retrievers, Dobermans, Boxers, and even Great Danes. Now, this doesn't mean that all grain-free food cause heart disease. But the data was concerning enough that many veterinarians started recommending against grain-free diet unless it was absolutely necessary. One of the biggest reasons people switch to grain-free is because they believe their dog was allergic to grains. But here's the truth. Food allergies in dogs are actually really rare. And when they do happen, they're almost always caused by animal proteins like chicken, beef, or dairy, not typically grains. But there's a myth that corn, wheat, or soy are harmful. But these are actually nutrient-rich ingredients when they are properly processed. So unless your dog has a confirmed grain allergy, there's really no need to avoid them. So what should you feed instead? Here are 4 things that I typically recommend when looking at a dog food. AAFCO approved. You want to look for the statement, formulated to meet AAFCO standards, and this ensures that it's nutritionally balanced for your dog's life stage. So you want to know that it's backed by science and not trends. Brands like Hill Science Diet, Royal Canin, Purina, while they aren't the sexy brands, they do spend millions on research and feeding trials, and I trust them with my own dog's health. You want to avoid boutique brands that don't do testing. So many small brands do come with beautiful packaging, but no testing, no veterinary input, and no long-term feeding data, and that can be risky. And you want transparency in their ingredients. Whole proteins, digestible carbs, balanced fats, those matter more than the fancy buzzwords like superfoods or ancient grains. So here's my advice if you are currently feeding a grain-free diet. 1, talk to your veterinarian. They know your dog's medical history and can help make the best decision. If you continue to feed your dog grain-free diets, you always want to watch for lethargy, coughing, weight loss, fainting, which all could be signs of dilated cardiomyopathy. And don't fall for the marketing trends. Always follow the science. So, grain-free food is not necessarily healthier. In fact, for many dogs, grain-inclusive diets are safer, more balanced, and scientifically supported. I hope this cleared things up for you, and if it did, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a fellow pet parent who might be making a diet decision right now. Drop your questions in the comments and I'll feature them in a future Q&A video.